All right, guys. So this story right here is not sexy. Okay, it's not entertaining to talk about. Right? People on the left are not gonna talk about it because, well, one, they really don't care, and people on the right aren't gonna talk about it because, it's not the culture war, but it's one of those issues that is an example of just kind of how corrupt our politics are. Right? It's also an example of how the system and how the game actually works. Okay, money talks, nothing else matters. Okay, the rich control the game. Okay, they control the game, and they will always win. That's why I try to tell you guys: if you aren't invested in the stock market, you should be, because no matter what, the rich will always win. And that's why, when the leftists want to complain about the rich getting richer, I'm like, bruh, you can get rich with them. You probably should invest, okay? Because they will not lose, because the government will make sure that they don't lose, right? And for all the socialism that we love to complain about, we really don't complain about corporate socialism enough. As Josh Hawley and Bernie Sanders basically speak out against a $10 billion bailout to Jeff Bezos, tucked into bill to rebuff China. So I'm gonna summarize this article so y'all don't have to sit through me read all this. Basically, there's a bill in the Senate called the Endless Frontier Act, right? And this bill is aimed at increasing U.S. competitiveness with China through science and technology research. Now, there's also an amendment to this bill that is being put in the bill by Democratic Chairman of the Senate and Commerce, Science, and Transportation Committee, Maria Cantwell, and a Republican from Mississippi, Roger Wicker. Now, the bill in total costs about $130 billion, right? And this amendment to the bill would basically give extra funds to NASA to carry out its human landing systems program. Okay, basically what happened is that when this program first started, NASA was looking for a private company to help them carry out this mission. So they were giving money to a private company, and these space companies, right? So Blue Origin, Jeff Bezos' company, SpaceX, Elon Musk company, and other companies were competing for this contract, and SpaceX ended up winning this contract. Okay, so they won the funds from NASA. Now, obviously, Jeff Bezos and Blue Origin were not happy about that. So all of a sudden, the Senate, right, they proposed an amendment to this bill to provide extra funding for NASA so that Jeff Bezos' company can get another shot. Matter of fact, let's get a little bit more detail here. The Bezos Space Company lost a bid with SpaceX for a contract to put U.S. astronauts on the moon for the first time since 1972. NASA said SpaceX offered the lowest cost by a wide margin. The Cantwell amendment wouldn't rescind the SpaceX contract, but would create another contract that Blue Origin would be favored to win. Blue Origin spent $625,000 lobbying Congress in the first 3 months of 2021, according to disclosure records. So, guys, you see the game here? And not only that, guys, apparently Jeff Bezos' company has been complaining to the budget office about this situation, and they actually got that contract with Elon Musk suspended because they was salty that they didn't get it. So now, because of that, in order to rectify and to appease Jeff Bezos, these pawns are proposing an amendment to give more government money to NASA for a contract that Blue Origin would be favored to win. You see how the game is rigged, guys? You see how the game is rigged here? Okay. Now, obviously, Bernie Sanders is speaking out about this. And Bernie is trying to block the amendment. Okay, he says, quote, Jeff Bezos is the richest guy on the planet. He's gotten $86 billion richer since the start of the COVID pandemic. The Democratic Socialist lawmaker wrote on Twitter, does he really need $10 billion from Congress for space exploration? Cantwell said Tuesday afternoon she wasn't sure if Sanders' amendment would get a vote. Then Senator Ron Johnson, a Republican from Wisconsin, co-sponsored the amendment. Why would Senator Schumer and Democrats give billionaire Jeff Bezos a multi-billion-dollar bailout? Happy to co-sponsor Senator Sanders' amendment, he wrote on Twitter. And also Josh Hawley is speaking out against this as well. The Republican from Missouri, a frequent Amazon foe, concurred. Why is the Senate preparing to give Amazon's Jeff Bezos a $10 billion bailout? He wrote on Twitter. And so Josh Hawley is also proposing some other amendments as well too, that would protect American workers and human rights, and also one that would impose 100% tariff on goods coming from the Xinjiang region in China, and would require a label on goods imported to the U.S. that certify that it has not been used by slave labor. So Josh Hawley is trying to propose amendments that directly would fight against China's slave labor, right? So, guys, you know, first off, like I said, I love the fact that Josh Hawley and Ron Johnson are speaking out against this. Okay, even if they have to be associated with Bernie Sanders to do it. Because this is a prime example of corporate socialism, guys. And for as much as the right loves to talk about socialism this, socialism that, we don't talk nearly enough about the socialism that goes on every single year between our government and private companies. We're not talking about small businesses, okay? We're talking about big multinational corporations that the government is giving money to, okay? And the thing is that I'm not against spending on space, right? Matter of fact, that's one of the things that I actually do believe that, yes, I mean, it costs so much money to actually explore space, right? It's so costly to do so, but the positive externalities from doing so is so much that, yes, it's worth the government spending money on. It's worth the government incentivizing private companies to get involved and to spend money helping us go to space and to invest in space. I actually do believe in it. That's why I said Trump's Space Force was one of my most favorite things that Trump has done. Okay? I'm a big believer in space. But what I don't believe in and what I don't like is crony capitalism. I don't like corporate socialism. I don't like the fact that the government created a contract, okay, in a competition where they said, okay, listen, you guys have to compete for this. SpaceX won, and then because SpaceX won, Jeff Bezos gets salty. He complains to the government, boo-hoo, you gave Elon Musk a contract and we spent $625,000 with you guys. He complains to the government after spending $625,000 lobbying the government, and then the government turns around and suspends Elon Musk's contract. Okay, they didn't take it away. They just suspended it because of the dispute. And lo and behold, in the Senate, they're getting a amendment to give Jeff Bezos another shot that he otherwise would not have got. He lost the first time, but he got another shot because he bought the government. Okay? He bought the government. And this type of stuff happens all the time, but people think that this is an openly capitalistic country. This ain't capitalism, bro. This is not capitalism. Again, I don't have a problem with NASA giving out contracts to private companies. I think that's necessary. But you don't get special privileges and second chances when you didn't earn it the first time. Regular folks don't get that. Why should Jeff Bezos' company get that opportunity? His company lost. What happened to if you fail, you fail? But that never happens to the rich. And again, I'm not one of these guys that's going out here tax the rich, take from the rich. No, but we don't need to be given to them. Okay? They don't need any extra help, especially when every single time the American people get help, people want to complain about it. So if American people can't get socialism, okay, then these corporations shouldn't be getting any socialism. I'm so serious about that. And this is the type of stuff that happens that nobody talks about. But yet people want to complain about our government not being representative of the people. Well, it's not, because corporations have bought and sold the government. And this is a prime example. Jeff Bezos wanted a return on his $625,000 that he spent buying the government. He wanted a return on it, and he got that return. He got an astronomical return. He's going to get almost $10 billion. He looks like he might get $10 billion out of it. He turned $625,000 to $10 billion, and nobody's going to talk about it. Nobody cares. Again, this stuff blows my mind, man. This is a blatant example of corruption. This is a blatant example of our politicians being bought and sold. A blatant example of our tax dollars being sent to Jeff Bezos because he got mad that he didn't win a contract. So he bought the government in order to get $10 billion. Oh, man. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.